Imagine this. You are sitting in a beautiful cafe.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Right. You are having a coffee.
Huh?
A tourist walks up to your table and asks you a simple question in English.
And you know the words.
Exactly. You know the words, you have studied the grammar, but suddenly your mind goes completely blank.
Yes, the classic panic.
Your palms start to sweat. You open your mouth, but nothing comes out. Why does this happen? And more importantly, how do we fix it? Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we are answering those exact questions.
Hello, everyone. It is so great to be here. That cafe situation you just described.
It is terrifying, right?
It really is. And it is something almost every language learner experiences. We are looking at a fantastic guide today about common English learning mistakes.
But we are not just looking at what goes wrong.
No, we are looking at the mechanics, the why and the how of improving naturally.
Exactly. Our mission for this deep dive is to, well, change how you look at your progress. Because so many adult learners study for months or even years, and they just feel stuck.
They really do.
They think, maybe I am just not smart enough. Maybe my brain is too old to learn a language.
And that is the very first myth we need to break today. The source material is very clear here. The problem is almost never your intelligence.
So what is the problem then?
The problem is your methodology. It is about your habits. I mean, we approach language learning like an academic subject, like history or math.
Where you just memorize facts.
Right. But language is not a list of facts to memorize. It is a physical and mental skill. It is like driving a car or playing an instrument.
I really love that distinction. Because you can read a book about how to drive a car for 10 years.
Oh, easily.
You can memorize every single part of the engine. But if you sit in the driver's seat for the first time on a busy highway,
You are going to crash.
you are definitely going to crash. You have to train the right way. So let us look at the first major roadblock. It is the reason people freeze in that cafe.
Yes. The translation trap.
The translation track. Can you explain that?
Yes, so the translation trap happens completely inside your mind before you even speak. When someone asks you a question, your brain, well, it wants to be safe.
Sure, that makes sense.
So you think of your answer in your native language first. Then you open your mental dictionary, you search for the English words, you try to apply the grammar rules.
Native language, then English, then speaking.
Exactly.
But wait, isn't that normal? If I don't know the language well, don't I have to translate to understand what I'm saying?
It feels normal, but it actually causes a huge problem. It creates cognitive overload.
The cognitive overload.
Right. Your brain has something called working memory. Think of working memory like a small table in your mind where you do your thinking.
Okay, small tape.
If you put your native language on the table and the huge English dictionary and all those grammar rules,
The table breaks.
the table breaks. It is just too much weight. That is why you hesitate, pause, and feel so anxious. Fluent speakers skip the native language completely.
They process their ideas directly in English. This is such a powerful concept. I want to make sure we really remember this. I'm going to say our first key rule, slowly. I want you to try echoing it back silently in your head or even out loud wherever you are. Here we go. Translation slows fluency.
Just take a second to feel that idea in your mind.
Let's try saying this together. Take your time. Translation slows fluency.
That is a great rule to remember.
So if we agree that translating word by word breaks that mental table, what is the alternative? How do we build sentences?
You stop learning individual words and you start learning complete expressions. You learn phrases.
I need to push back on this a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
If I learn whole phrases instead of single words, aren't I just giving my brain a lot more work?
It sounds like more work, yes.
Because memorizing a long sentence like, I am really hungry right now, feels a lot harder than just memorizing the word hungry.
I completely understand why you'd think that. But it is actually much easier for your brain to recall. Let's use an analogy from the sources.
I love analogies.
Imagine you are starving and you want a meal. Learning individual words is like buying individual ingredients. You buy raw flour, an egg, and some sugar.
Okay.
When it is time to speak, you have to bake the cake from scratch while the other person is just standing there waiting for you.
Oh, wow. That sounds stressful. I would definitely panic in that cafe.
Exactly. But learning whole phrases is like buying a pre-made meal. When you are hungry, you just put it in the microwave.
And it is ready instantly.
Yes. When you learn complete phrases, you do not have to think about grammar. You do not have to think about word order. Your brain remembers the phrase as one single item.
Like remembering a song melody.
That is a perfect way to describe it.
That makes perfect sense. It is ready to use.
Yeah.
And this is especially helpful for real-life situations, right?
Oh, absolutely.
The sources point out that practicing complete sentences is the best way to improve your speaking rhythm. For example, let's look at travel phrases.
Travel phrases are a great example.
If you are lost, you don't want to search for the word where, then the word is, then the word train.
No, you want the complete pre-made meal. Where is the train station? You learn it as one sound block.
Let us practice this idea. I will give you the praise, listen closely to my rhythm, and then you try. Learn phrases, not only words.
I will give you a moment to repeat that on your own.
This is a great rule to practice again. Repeat after me. Learn phrases, not only words.
Wonderful.
Now, even if we have these pre-made meals, these phrases, there is another mental block, perfectionism.
Perfectionism is a huge barrier.
As adults, we are used to being competent. We know how to do our jobs. We know how to manage our lives. So making a mistake in a new language feels really embarrassing.
That fear of looking foolish is very real. Many students study and seek it for years, waiting for the day their English is, perfect before they finally speak.
But the sources highlight a critical truth about that, don't they?
Yes, waiting for perfection actually damages your progress.
Why does it damage progress? Shouldn't we want to be correct?
We want to be understood, not necessarily perfect. When you speak and make a mistake, you receive feedback.
You see the other person's face.
Right, you realize, oh, they didn't understand me. That interaction is pure data for your brain. If you never speak, you never get the data.
That is so true.
Furthermore, native speakers simply do not care about your grammar mistakes.
Think about it. When a tourist visits your country and tries to speak your native language, you do not judge their verb tenses.
No, of course not.
You do not get angry if they use the wrong preposition.
Yeah.
You are just delighted they are making the effort to connect with you. Communication is the goal.
Exactly. Every mistake you make is just a signpost. It shows you what to learn next. You really must let go of the ego.
Let us cement this comforting thought. Listen and repeat. Mistakes are part of learning.
Say it out loud if you can.
I'm going to say that slowly one more time. Try echoing it. Mistakes are part of learning.
It is so important to believe that.
So if we let go of that fear of making a mistake when we talk, that solves one problem. But what about when the other person talks?
Listening.
Yes, listening. I know adult students who can write a beautiful, complex English essay, but the second a native speaker opens their mouth to ask a question, the student completely freezes.
This is a classic issue. It happens because reading and listening use completely different mechanisms in the brain.
How so?
While written English is neat, slow, and separated by spaces, spoken English is fast, messy, and all the words crash into each other.
They really do crash into each other.
If you only practice reading, your ears are completely untrained.
You don't have the pattern recognition.
Right. Real conversations require pattern recognition. To build that, you need massive, repeated exposure to the sounds of the language.
Like listening to audio deep dives, like this one right here.
Exactly. You have to listen to deep dives or watch interviews or movies or the news.
This daily listening builds a very specific skill. It builds comprehension.
Comprehension.
That is a great vocabulary word from the text, comprehension. It basically means understanding deeply. Let us look at the pronunciation of that word quickly.
Yes. Listen to the parts of the word. Comprehension.
There are 4 parts.
Right, 4 parts. And the third part, hen, has the stress. Comprehension.
Comprehension. I'm going to say a rule about this. Listen carefully and repeat out loud. Listening builds real comprehension.
Let that sink in for a second.
Let's do that again with good rhythm. Listening builds real comprehension.
Excellent.
But, I have a very real problem with this advice.
What is that?
When I listen to native speakers, they use words I do not know. And the moment I hear a word I don't recognize, I panic.
I see.
I stop listening to the rest of the sentence because my brain is trying to solve the puzzle of that one missing word.
That is the every word trap. It is incredibly common, but it is a guaranteed way to feel frustrated.
It is very frustrating.
You are treating the conversation like a math equation, where every variable must be solved, but fluent listeners do not listen like that.
Wait, native speakers don't hear every word.
Not always. And they certainly don't focus on every single word.
What do they focus on then?
Fluent listeners focus on the context. They listen for the heavily stressed keywords, usually the nouns and verbs.
Okay, nouns and verbs.
They look at the situation, the body language, and the tone of voice. If someone looks at their watch, sighs heavily, and says a long sentence you don't understand, but ending with the word late,
You know exactly what has happened.
right, you don't need the whole sentence. The context gives you the answer.
That removes so much pressure. You don't have to be a perfect dictionary.
Precisely. Let the unknown words pass by like cars on a highway. Don't chase them.
Just watch them go by.
Just focus on the general direction of the traffic.
I love that. Let the unknown words drive by. Let us practice this important idea. It's a long phrase, so I will go very slowly. Listen and try to repeat. Understanding the idea is more important than understanding every word.
Take a deep breath and give that a try.
Let's try that long one together. Focus on the rhythm. Understanding the idea is more important than understanding every word.
Very good.
Okay, a very practical question about listening. Many learners watch English movies, but they use subtitles in their native language. Is this actually helping them learn?
Well, for an absolute beginner, it can be a soft introduction,
Hmm?
but very quickly it becomes a crutch.
A crutch, it holds them back.
Yes. If you use native language subtitles, you are not actually practicing English. You are just reading in your native language while background noise plays.
Because your brain will always choose the easiest path.
Exactly.
So what is the solution? If I drop the subtitles completely, won't I just be watching moving pictures and understanding nothing?
That is why our sources recommend a progression. It is a step-by-step method to train your brain gradually.
Okay, what is step one?
Step 1 is watching with native subtitles, just once, so you know the story, you understand the plot and the context.
Okay, I know the story.
Then what? Step 2. You watch the exact same video again, but you change the subtitles to English.
Oh, English subtitles.
This is magical for the brain. It connects the messy sound waves you hear with the correct spelling you see. It bridges the gap between written grammar and spoken reality.
And then, the brave final step.
Step 3. Watch it a third time with no subtitles at all.
No subtitles.
Because you already know the story and you have already linked the sounds to the words, your brain can finally focus purely on decoding the spoken language. It is a workout for your ears.
That is a brilliant mechanism. Native, then English, then none. We have covered thinking without translating. We have covered hearing for context. Now we arrive at how we physically speak.
This is the transition from passive learning to active learning, and it is where a lot of students fail.
Let's define the difference. Passive learning feels good, doesn't it?
It feels very safe.
Watching a grammar video on the sofa is passive. Listening to a teacher explain a rule is passive. The information is coming into your brain, but you're not creating anything.
Passive learning is essential. We call it input. But if you only ever take information in, your speaking skills will stall.
You hit a wall.
Yes. You must have active learning, which we call output. You have to physically produce the language. You have to move the muscles in your face.
Let us practice a sentence about this balance. Listen and repeat. Input is important, but output is necessary too.
Repeat that quietly to yourself.
Let's try that one again. Input is important, but output is necessary too.
Fantastic.
But how do we create this active output if we don't live in an English-speaking country? If we don't have a native speaker sitting in our living room to practice with?
You use a technique called shadowing. The sources highlight this as one of the most powerful tools for adult learners.
Shadowing.
Yes, shadowing is exactly what it sounds like. You listen to an audio clip of a native speaker, and you repeat their words out loud immediately after they say them. You follow them like a shadow.
Wait, do I pause the audio, repeat the sentence, and then press play again?
No. That is traditional repetition. Shadowing is continuous. You are speaking while they are still speaking, maybe a half second behind them.
Why does that work better than pausing?
Because it forces you to keep up with their natural speed. It prevents you from overthinking or translating.
Because you don't have time to translate.
Exactly. And more importantly, speaking a language is a physical activity. Your jaw, your lips, and your tongue have to move in ways they do not move in your native language.
So shadowing is a physical workout.
It is. It builds physical muscle memory in your mouth.
I see. It is like watching a dance instructor and moving your arms exactly when they move their arms. You feel the rhythm in your body.
Exactly. You adopt their intonation. You learn where they raise their voice and where they lower it.
Let us practice our key sentence for this technique. Listen closely and repeat. Shadowing improves natural pronunciation.
Try to mimic our rhythm as you say it.
Let's say that together, confidently. Shadowing improves natural pronunciation.
Good job.
Now, when you start shadowing native speakers, you're going to notice something that might shock you. Native speakers do not pronounce words clearly. They mush things together.
They absolutely do. Many students think this is just sloppy or lazy speaking.
But it is not.
It is not. It is a fundamental rule of spoken English. English is a stress-timed language. This means we squeeze unimportant words together to keep a steady rhythm. We use reductions.
Reductions. Making sounds smaller or cutting them out entirely. Can you explain how this works mechanically?
Think about the phrase going to. In a grammar book, it is 3 clear words. I am going to.
Very clear.
But in a real conversation, saying every letter ruins the rhythm. So the brain automatically reduces it. It becomes gonna, I'm
I'm
gonna.
going to go to the store. It is so much faster. What is another common reduction?
Want to becomes wanna, like I want to eat, or look at how we blend words. What are you doing becomes what you doing.
What you doing? If you are expecting to hear what are you doing and the person says what you're doing, you will completely fail to understand them unless you have practiced shadowing those reductions.
Exactly. Shadowing trains you to expect the reality of the language, not the textbook version.
Speaking of textbook versions, there is a big mistake learners make with vocabulary. They try to memorize highly academic, complex words to sound smart.
Yes, I see this all the time. They spend hours learning words like nevertheless or synergistic.
Those are difficult words.
Those are fine words, but daily fluent communication is built on very simple, high-frequency verbs.
The building blocks of daily life.
Precisely. You need to master simple structures before you worry about advanced vocabulary. If you can confidently use patterns like I need to, I want to, I'm gonna, and can you can navigate 90% of daily interactions.
Let's practice some of these simple structures. I want to encourage you to repeat these travel-style phrases out loud right after us. Feel the rhythm. I will start. I need to find a taxi.
I want to buy a ticket.
I'm going to be late.
Can you help me?
Notice how simple those are, but how powerful they are. Okay, we are moving to our final vital topic, building the habit.
The most important part.
We have all these great techniques. We know to learn whole phrases. We know to listen for context. We know to shadow to build muscle memory. But how much time does this take?
This is the secret to everything we have discussed. The biggest mistake you can make is binge studying.
Binge studies.
Yes. Many students get motivated, sit down on a Sunday, and study for 4 straight hours. And then they do nothing until the next Sunday.
Why is a 4-hour study session a bad idea? Shouldn't more hours be better?
It is about how the brain builds physical neural pathways. Learning a language is like walking through a thick forest.
A forest, okay.
If you walk through the forest for 4 hours on Sunday, you bend the grass and make a path. But if you wait 7 days to walk it again...
The grass grows back.
Exactly. The grass grows back. The path disappears.
So all that hard work is wasted.
Yes. But if you walk that same path for just 20 minutes every single day, the grass never has time to grow back.
It stays clear.
The path becomes hard dirt. It becomes a permanent road. Consistency beats intensity every single time. 20 minutes a day is far more powerful than 4 hours once a week.
20 minutes. We can all find 20 minutes. Let us practice this vital rule. Listen and repeat. Daily practice is more important than long study sessions.
Take a moment to say that.
Let's do that again. Keep the rhythm. Daily practice is more important than long study sessions.
Beautiful.
So how do we make sure we get those 20 minutes without it feeling like a chore?
You integrate English into the life you already have. You stop treating it as a subject you study and start treating it as a tool you use.
How do we do that?
Change your mobile phone language to English. Your thumbs already know where all the buttons are, so let your eyes absorb the English vocabulary for settings and messages.
I love that. You are forcing your brain to interact with English to get what it wants.
Exactly. Follow English speakers on social media. Play your video games in English. And here is a fantastic habit. Start having your internal thoughts in English.
Oh, internal monologue.
Yeah.
Explain how to do that.
When you are walking down the street, narrate your life in your head. Look at a dog and think, that dog is running. Look at the sky and think, it looks like rain.
So you are practicing active recall without opening your mouth.
Yes, exactly.
Let us practice this idea. Listen closely and repeat. English should become part of your routine.
Give that a try.
Once more. English should become part of your routine.
Perfect. As you build this daily routine, there is one final thing you must manage. your expectations.
Yes, unrealistic expectations. I see learners get furious with themselves because they are not fluent after 3 months of studying.
Expecting fluency in a few months is setting yourself up for heartbreak. Fluency is not an event. It is a slow, steady process of accumulation.
It takes time.
You are building a massive structure, one small brick at a time. It requires immense patience.
It grows little by little. Every 20-minute shadowing session, every movie you watch without subtitles, every mistake you make and learn from,
That is a brick.
and eventually you look back and you have a house.
Exactly.
Well, we have unpacked a lot of incredibly helpful mechanics today. Let us quickly recap the core lessons.
The main takeaway is that fluency is about methodology, not talent. Stop translating in your head because it overloads your working memory. Learn pre-made phrases instead of individual ingredients.
Except that making mistakes is simply gathering data. Don't let perfectionism silence you.
Train your ears for pattern recognition by focusing on context, not every single word. Use the subtitle progression to connect sound to meaning.
And finally, turn passive learning into active muscle memory by shadowing native speakers. And do it consistently. Walk that forest path for 20 minutes every single day to build those neural pathways.
And be patient with yourself. Give the language time to grow.
Be kind to yourself as you learn. Let us practice our very last key phrase for today. This is the one to remember when you feel frustrated. Listen and repeat. Fluency is built little by little.
Say it out loud.
Let's say it one more time with feeling. Fluency is built little by little.
That was wonderful. Before we sign off, I want to leave you with one final thought.
What is that?
We talked about making English a part of your daily life. I want you to look at your routine right now. What is one small, specific thing you do in your native language every single day?
Like writing a grocery list.
Yes, maybe you write a grocery list. Maybe you talk to your pet in the morning. I challenge you to take that one tiny habit and convert it to English starting today.
I absolutely love that. Writing apples instead of your native word on the list. Saying good morning to the cat. Small steps create big changes. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today. We appreciate you spending this time to understand your learning habits better. Remember, you have the ability to do this. Keep practicing, keep making mistakes, and keep speaking. We will see you next time.